precious human life and its proper building. In this universe, everything is changing and going through the process of evolution in accordance with the law of nature. The lowest of the creation, that is the inanimate stones and mountains, evolve into living plants and trees. Plants and trees evolve into insects and animals. Insects and animals evolve into human beings, the crown of creation. Then the turn comes for human beings to evolve and transform themselves into divinity, the state of their creator himself, and get united or merged with the creator. This is known as moksha, or liberation of the individual soul, or union of the individual soul with the supreme soul. This is also called self-realization or God realization or moksha. The process of evolution gets completed and consequently the individual soul does not take further rebirth. Moksha is the supreme grand object of aspiration or grand goal of ideal human life according to our great, glorious, lofty, unique and ideal ancient Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti. Moksha alone bestows everlasting happiness and eternal peace and results in permanent cessation of worldly sorrows, sufferings and miseries in human life. Moksha, as our ancient and holy scriptures and our rishis, munis, saints and sages say, is the higher purpose or supreme purpose of human life, for attainment of which only the Creator has gifted this human birth to human beings after having gone through their births in 84 lakh species of life, including the life of plants, trees, insects, birds and animals, and therefore human birth is a rare and precious gift of God to the human beings. They further say that attainment of moksha, the higher purpose of the supreme purpose of human life, is possibly only is possible only in human birth and in no other species of life, because human beings have been endowed with the unique quality of intellect, with the help of which they can discriminate between right and wrong, and they can choose to take right actions, proceed in the right path of life, and make their best endeavors for attainment of moksha in this very human birth. In this way, they can live their life wisely, purposefully, successfully, and ideally, unlike the animals that take their birth and instinctively search their food, eat, sleep, procreate, enjoy, suffer, fear, and ultimately meet with their death, and thus live their life thoroughly. So, if human beings do not attain moksha in this rare, precious human birth, they lose this unique, golden opportunity of human life. They do not get liberation from the wheel of births and deaths, and they continue to take rebirths, life after life, in 84 lakh species of life, including the life of plants, trees, and insects and animals. And consequently, they continue to get sorrows and sufferings in whatever species of life they are reborn, because life upon earth plane in any species is full of sorrows, sufferings and miseries. Therefore, our ancient holy scriptures and our rishis, munis, saints and sages exhort time and again that human beings should be wise and make their best endeavors to attain moksha in their present human birth itself by living what we call spiritual life. The spiritual life is most important, very valuable, and should be lived successfully. Also, living of spiritual life is vitally necessary and ought to be considered as indispensable in human life. While living the spiritual life, human beings live upon this earth plane for some period. For survival of their physical body during such period, they need to simultaneously take to some income generating activity through some profession, vocation, occupation, business, agriculture, etc., and earn their livelihood in order to meet their basic necessities of life, such as food, clothing, housing, medicines, etc. They also make endeavors for achieving economic development and material prosperity and for acquiring properties or assets like cash, gold ornaments, electronic equipments, modern gadgets, motor cars, lands, buildings, etc., for living a reasonably comfortable life for themselves and for their family members, and for fulfilling their various types of vital, physical, biological, and psychological desires. They also need money and wealth in order to arrange for better education for their children in reputed educational institutions, ceremonious marriages of their sons, daughters with good candidates in socially renowned and economically wealthy families, and to meet their various kinds of social and other requirements befitting their family and their social status, etc. Here is a very pertinent to note that all these activities, that is earning of money, acquiring of material wealth, and fulfillment of legitimate vital worldly desires, ought to be performed in the ethical ways or righteous ways, or in accordance with the ethical code of conduct, or according to the rules of dharma, that is by honest and fair means, and without causing harm or loss to other beings, as prescribed in our ancient holy scriptures, so that these activities do not give them sorrow and sufferings, but instead bestow happiness and peace upon them. In this way, they make endeavors to get happiness in their lives. Such life is called secular life. Secular life is also necessary, important, and inevitable, and is also to be lived successfully. When human beings are to live both spiritual life and secular life successfully, completely, purposefully, prosperously, happily, and peacefully, one can visualize how great and valuable this precious human life upon this earth plane is. This precious human life to be lived ideally, successfully, completely, purposefully, prosperously, happily, and peacefully during the whole lifespan greatly needs to be built up properly and strongly. That is, its foundation is laid properly and strongly, and its superstructure is constructed completely, properly, strongly, and nicely, like a house building, which requires laying of its foundation properly and strongly, in order that the superstructure of the house building can be constructed upon it completely, properly, strongly, and nicely, and consequently, human beings can live in the said house building during their whole life period successfully, that is, economically prosperously, as well as spiritually happily and peacefully. Here ends life building and successful living ways and means, part 2. ओ